Like you saw in the title of this video, I had to eat rice today. Let me explain what happened. So I started this carnivore journey, as some of you may know, all 14 of you, about 3 weeks ago. On the 18th of October, I decided to do the carnivore journey because I was tired of being addicted to food. The pain in my body was just getting too severe, where it was just hard to um, feel comfortable sitting, laying down. Well, I had to lay down in order to feel comfortable to kind of relieve all the inflammation. So I went on the carnivore diet, and I felt great. I changed every single ID that I had to Killing It on Carnivore, which is the name of this YouTube channel, and I started promoting it to other people, sharing to them that I felt great and everything was dandy, everything was perfect. What I didn't realize from the lack of videos that a lot of these doctors and coaches regretfully or just um, neglectfully um, create are videos about the keto flu. Now, I don't think there's any doctor that can actually determine whether it was a keto flu or if I had a regular flu. But since I went on this carnivore diet, I was feeling great the first 2 weeks. After that, one night I woke up with the worst stomach pain. And from then on, I started to use the bathroom every 15 minutes. Every time my stomach would feel pain, I would go to the bathroom and I would have very loose stool. Um, at one point, I just so I kind of just stopped eating for a minute because I just thought, oh, maybe I needed a fast. Uh, about a day later, I ate something else, and it was obviously animal based, and I started feeling the pain once again right away as soon as I was eating it. So, mind you, I was going to the bathroom a lot, and I'm sorry to be so descriptive, but I had really bad stomach ache, and I feel like I can tolerate pain. Uh, I have a pretty high tolerance for pain. I went through addiction before with drugs in my early 20s, and I overcame that, and that was not easy. This felt similar. The lack of sugar in my body, I don't know what happened, but it was causing me to feel similar withdrawal symptoms, even worse, to be honest with you, because um, I couldn't explain what was happening. I thought it, like I said, I thought maybe it was just a regular flu, but or what people talk about. A few videos that I've seen were from 5 years ago, and it barely describes it. It barely scratches the surface on what a keto flu feels like. And let me tell you what it feels like. You're in the bathroom every 5 minutes. You might need to call out of work because you can barely concentrate and focus. You can't even drive. Let me put this in first person. I couldn't even drive for 30 minutes without having to stop to use a bathroom, or almost crash my car because of how bad the pain was. Now, I'm not saying that the carnivore diet failed me or that I failed the carnivore diet. What I'm saying is, don't go into it. I shouldn't have gone into it as hardcore as I did. I shouldn't have cold turkey the way that I did. Um, I guess some people maybe need it more because they're in more dire situations. I was a little bit overweight. I was about 205 pounds. I've dropped now to about 194, and I wasn't dying, but after I went carnivore, I felt like I was dying. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't think the carnivore diet is bad. I just think that you have to ease your way into it. And is it long term? Is it sustainable? I don't know. I can't tell you from my own experience. I know there's a lot of doctors out there, a lot of people on YouTube that promote it as long term, as the solution, as the something they're going to do the rest of their lives. Am I going to do this the rest of my life? I don't know, because I really didn't like that feeling. And is that feeling worse than feeling the pain in my body and being addicted to food? In a sense, no, right? Because it's temporary. I was hoping. But then when I started seeing, this is going to get a little bit descriptive, and I'm sorry, but I started to see a little bit of blood in my stool from either going to the bathroom so much or because there was some bacteria in my lower intestines or somewhere in my stomach. I don't really know. I didn't do a lot of research, to be honest with you, so you can call me out on that. But what I saw is what I saw, and what I felt is what I felt. And this happened all on the carnivore journey. So today, I spoke to my mother, and she was really concerned about me, which, most mothers would be. And so she mentioned an old remedy that she used to use for stomach aches and especially for loose stools, aka diarrhea. She said, eat some rice and some chicken stock, right? So there's the animal protein or animal product there in the food. And you can see I actually have like a little bit of dark circles under my eyes because I haven't really slept. I mean, last night I slept really well, but before that I was up in the middle of the night 3, 4, 5 times running to the restroom. And I had to call out of work all weekend because I could not be around people the way I was feeling. I'm usually very up. I'm usually very positive. I'm usually very friendly, and I was not feeling any of that. I was just like, I need to not be around people. I just need to relax. If I lose my job, so be it. I'll go find another one. I really wasn't too concerned, to be honest with you, about that. I was more concerned with my health and fixing that because without that, there's really nothing. If you don't have your health, you don't have nothing. That's a little bit hyperbolic, but that's, in a nutshell, that's kind of how it is. So anyway, so she suggested to eat some rice. I boiled some rice today with the chicken stock, some organic chicken stock. It was plain chicken stock. I don't think there was any vegetables in the actual liquid itself. But I ate that, and I honestly ate that about 10 hours ago, I want to say. Maybe, yeah, maybe 8 hours ago. And I haven't felt a stomach pain since then. None. It's gone. Now, some may contribute to me feeding the parasites that were dying. Maybe there were parasites dying in me, and that's why I was feeling like other shit. But I guess like the message of this video is don't go into it balls to the wall. Like take your time with it, okay? Because especially if it's long term, if it's a marathon, like you have to train for it. So you have to be prepared, you have to be ready. I'm not saying continue to eat the Snickers and the Twixes, like that stuff you should be cutting out of your diet. But if you're gonna stop eating fruits and vegetables and drinking green juices or whatever and go straight into just eating fatty meats, I would just say do your research, do your own research, and hopefully you can get through it and you're fine on the other side and you don't need to eat any fruits and vegetables and processed carbs and anything like that, or grains or whatever the case may be, right? I don't propose you eat processed carbohydrates, but maybe those other things aren't as bad for you, you know, in moderations. But I just wish that the YouTube community, especially the carnivore community, would talk about this a little bit more. They seem to be promoting it a lot more and kind of like, cheerleading it more than anything instead of like being real judges and maybe even really talking about the part that was the shittiest, because this made me think that this diet was terrible for a minute. I mean, when you see blood in places that you shouldn't see blood, it makes you think, what the hell did I just do to myself? And not only was I like scared, but I was mad. I was mad that the information wasn't filtered more through YouTube. And what do I expect? I mean, it's YouTube. Nobody's really moderating it. I mean, yeah, there's moderators, but nobody tells you what and what not to say. To a certain extent, of course, we all know that there's things out there that you can't really talk about nowadays. But when it comes to the carnivore diet, I'm going to be the first one to say out here, just don't go into it like you would, uh, don't dive into it like you're diving into a pool. Walk in on the shallow end, feel the water, see how it feels, add a little bit more meat, reduce a little bit more carbs, and then slowly, if you want to go full blown and you're ready to go, do it. But if you start feeling, really terrible, I would listen to your body. I would include what you think you need to include in your body. And that doesn't mean including ice cream and candy, because that stuff is never good for you. Never. Even if it makes you happy for a hot second, I don't think any of that is ever beneficial for you in the long run, or even in the short run, right? Maybe in a very, very short, like a split run, I guess it might help you. But I guess that's the only thing I really have to say about this video. I ate some rice today. Feeling a lot better. I'm not going to eat rice again unless I really need to. I really just used it as medicinally, because I needed to stop going to the restroom. I mean, I couldn't. I finally left my house today and did something productive, because I was bedbound the whole time. So I'm not going to rant anymore. But that's the main the main point of my video is just do your own research, guys. All right. I love you. Be safe. Take it easy. Peace.